Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Bright Cellars, the wine delivery service that brings wine right to your doorstep. The wines are customized to your taste. You take the 7-question quiz and wines will be matched based on your responses. No need to be overwhelmed by the wine selection, and you get to learn something too. Bright Cellars also includes these great little cards with each bottle of wine, so you can learn a little bit more about the wine, where it comes from, and what foods pair well with it. So great to actually learn something about the wine as well. Bright Cellars concierge team is there to make you happy. If for any reason you don't like a bottle of wine, let them know and they will send a replacement in your next box. So if you'd like to try Bright Cellars for yourself and get 50% off your first box of 6 bottles of wine, click the link down below and take the test and get started. Big thanks to Bright Cellars for sponsoring this video and for their continued support. Now today I'm going to be making a spooky Halloween themed treat. It's actually not that spooky, but it is super fun. They're magic Hocus Pocus Puffs. Many of you sent this request in for me and I thought I'm going to say that for Halloween because we're going to make little puffs with a marshmallow inside. We're going to bake them and poof, magically the marshmallow is going to hocus pocusly disappear. And because Halloween is not just for the kids, I'm also going to be making a homemade sangria, which is a wine that's been infused with all kinds of fruits and a little bit of brandy. It comes from Spain, and sangria actually translates to bloodletting. So absolutely appropriate for Halloween. So let's go ahead and prepare the sangria first so it has some time for the flavors to meld together. So I'm going to be using this wine. It's called Latin Root and it was included in my most recent Bright Cellars box. So this comes from Bordeaux, France, and it is a red blend. Happy Halloween. Cheers. Can definitely taste some fruity, plummy notes in there. I think this is going to be a great base for my sangria. So let's go ahead and make this. I've actually never made sangria before. Can you believe that? Believe it. So we're going to need a couple of oranges. So I'm going to save 2 for garnish for my glass. And the rest I'm going to place into my awaiting vessel. I also have another orange which I'm going to squeeze in here as well. Now there are lots of different varieties of sangria. This is just one that has some citrus. I'm also going to use some apple. Other recipes use different types of fruit. Feel free to customize this for yourself. Next we're going to do a lemon. Oh, it's smelling so good. Some lime slices. I'm also going to include a small apple. So sangria is usually fortified. That means some additional alcohol is added. So I'm using a ½ cup of brandy. Into there. 2 teaspoons of sugar. Give that a swizzle. Now we're going to add our wine. 1 bottle of wine. Doo-doo. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Well, that didn't really fill up this very much, did it? I'm going to go ahead and double up this recipe so we can get a nice full container of sangria, and then we're going to allow it to macerate or marinate or allow the flavors to meld and blend together. Usually overnight is preferred, at least an hour. We're going to chill this and have it on ice, so the longer it can kind of meld and sit together and marry, the tastier our sangria is going to be. So I'll see you in just a bit. Alrighty, my lovelies, we're ready to make the Hocus Pocus Puffs. It couldn't be any simpler. We're gonna open up our dough and I'm going to denude it of its wrapping. I don't remember the last time I opened one of these, but okay, spoon, pressing, and there is the dough. I'm gonna make some cinnamon sugar. I've got a ½ cup of granulated sugar. Add a ½ teaspoon of cinnamon. Mix it in. I've got the big size marshmallow. I'm going to dip it into my melted butter and then into the cinnamon sugar. And then place that on the end of the crescent roll, the small triangle, then roll it up. And here's the thing, we're going to use the dough and stretch it over the ends, and we really want to pinch to seal this because we don't want the marshmallow to leak out. And there we have it, one little Hocus Pocus Puff. I'm going to place them on a parchment-lined baking sheet. So once we get all our marshmallows tucked into their doughy blankets, we're going to bake them according to package directions. Mine happens to be at 375 for 9 to 12 minutes, or until they're all poofed up and golden. So even though I tried my best to seal these up, I had a couple that kind of on me, but it's still going to taste good. So I have read that in order to get the whole magic Hocus Pocus poofness, that we need to wait 5 minutes before we cut into these to make sure that the marshmallow has disappeared. But I just want to taste one of these straight out of the oven, and I really want to see if that is true. This is straight out of the oven, right? Look, it did poof. It did. Oh. Alrighty, now it's really gonna disappear. Here we go. Itadakimasu. That reminds me of that gooey middle of a Cinnabon. The one that has all of the icing and the gooey doughiness in the middle. That's what that reminds me of. Cinnamony, buttery. So I opened this right out of the oven and it totally worked. But I'm gonna go ahead and give the allotted 5 minutes to make sure that the next one I sample also Hocus Pocus. While those are cooling, I'm going to go ahead and sample our sangria. Take an orange slice that we reserved from earlier, cut a little slit into it, not all the way across, just along the radius, and we're just going to tuck it right into the glass. We want the sangria to be nice and cold, so I'm going to add some ice cubes to that as well. Alrighty, so now the puffs have cooled for the allotted 5 minutes. Let's cut them open and see if the marshmallow disappeared. Hocus Pocus! Dun da da da! It's gone! It's totally gone. Here's the other side. Hocus Pocus, Alabacocus. Gooey, deliciously sweet, with a touch of vanilla, lots of cinnamon, and buttery goodness. Just like the center of a Cinnabon. So because we use store-bought crescent roll dough, this has a processed food flavor to it. It's not necessarily a bad thing, it just tastes not homemade. But it tastes just like Cinnabon. Let's chase that down with our sangria. Cheers. Even though this is a little bit cumbersome in terms of a decoration on your wine glass, I really like that it's there. You get a really nice whiff of orange oil as you're taking a sip of the wine. This contains brandy, but it's really smooth because of all the fruit juice that we added to this. So the ice also chills it down so the alcohol flavor is not as assertive. It's a really lovely little punch. Let me scoop out some of the apples. That's really strange. I don't associate drinking wine with eating. So as you're chewing the crunchy apples, you've got wine. That's odd. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the apples just floating there decoratively and lending their apple flavor to the sangria than actually eating the apples that have been soaking in the wine. Alrighty, my beautiful lovelies, thanks so much for joining me, and big thanks to Bright Cellars for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to receive 50% off your first box of 6 bottles of wine, click the link down below, take the quiz, and get started. Happy Halloween, my beautiful lovelies. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Toodaloo, take care, bye!